The prices of a lot of technologies right now are dropping in sim racing. That includes hydraulic pedals with this Conspit CPP Apex. Conspit sent this unit for review, and I have an affiliate link with RaceSim. As always, all opinions my own, and they don't see the result beforehand. Also, during the review process, I have discovered that the unit that was sent was a pre-production unit, so some things are probably exclusive to this unit and will not happen to yours. While I'm here, a big thank you to all the members and subscribers for making this a possibility. Without you, it wouldn't be possible to receive this stuff. A big thank you to you all. Conspit has been releasing banger after banger over the last couple of years. They have released their wheelbases, which they are really good, and they increased the power of those wheelbases as well. They are going to release a new QR system for their wheelbase that will be based on the NRG quick release system, and also for their wheelbase, they'll be releasing a new slip ring system that will allow pass-through USB for third-party wheels. Speaking of wheels, they've released as well the 300 GT, which is a kick-ass wheel. And for new things that are coming over on the Apex line, they will release a new Apex wheelbase 8 Nm. I have that for review, but it's still gonna take a little bit to finish it. I did say this is the cheapest hydraulic unit at the moment, so here's the price. The 2-pedal set is $319 US, 275 euros, or around 235 pounds. You can have the clutch with these as well, and that price will raise a little bit to $369, 317 euros, and 272 pounds, respectively, undercutting the Conspit CPP lights, the ones we've tried a few months ago, by around $300. This is also around the same price as the Fanatec CSL Elite V2s or the Fanatec Club Sport V3s and many others like the CRP2s as well. But this design does come with some downsides. The unboxing is typical Conspit, huge box, really way too big. There's a mouse mat of sorts inside, and there's also the pedals disassembled. There's some quick assembly to be done. It's super easy to do. These pedals are really well made. The quality feels more expensive than they sell. They're made of T6 aluminum, and the design on the surface kind of reminds me of the sim grade Theras. The throttle and clutch have sadly enclosed springs, which cannot be changed, but there are a few things that can be done. The hydraulic pedal is dual chamber, an hydraulic one, and then a chamber that the interchangeable elastomers and springs resides. The hydraulic chamber goes up to 100 bar, but I would say that in terms of load cell feel, for the geometry they're using, it's roughly between 75 and 85 kilo. To change the elastomers, there's a small tool. Use it and rotate the chamber until it comes off. Then you remove the spring or the elastomers. You can just use springs if you want, or just elastomers. I like the stronger spring with the stock elastomer. In the box, there are a few extra springs and elastomers for you. All the pedals have indentations where the shaft can be raised or lowered to change the stiffness of the pedal's movement. The throttle and clutch can have the preload of the spring changed as well by rotating the spring chamber. At the top, there's also 2 holes for what will be future haptics that they have not sent for review. Then there's the plastic plate. Some holes are there to install the pedals. The cables go through a hole at the front, so they install to the integrated control box. I would very much like to see something that will be a pedal plate of sorts, something a little more common instead of this type of plastic. Kind of reminds me of the TLCMs. Nothing wrong with that, but you know, I think there's better designs into it. Though this model apparently is able to be used on the floor because there are rubber pads on the at the bottom of that pedal plate, and also it comes with an extra metal bar that is able to be connected to the pedal plate, so you can drive it against the wall or something. I don't particularly like the pedal plate, but then again, it's to be used on the floor, and once again, hydraulics at this price. At the sides, there is a USB-C connection for the PC and a power input. However, to use the pedals as they come, there's really no need for it if you don't have the haptics. Right, I'm going to mention a few things that I don't like about this pedal set before going forward. A few of them are design. Another thing is regards to being pre-production, and we're going to start with that. First, First of all, this pedal set does make a lot of noise on the hinges of the pedals. They said to me they have captured this problem beforehand, before sending these units out. And they changed the tolerances. They changed also some of the componentry on the hinge to make it be smoother and not making this noise. For me to resolve this issue of not having a noisy pedal set, I needed to use Hank Hill's favorite friends, WD-40, on the hinges, leave them soak for about overnight. That would be enough, and the issue totally disappeared, and it has not recovered since. As for the design problems, I really don't like the design of the pedal plate. I didn't like him in the Logitech's Pro pedals. I don't like him here. First of all, in terms of mounting points, the mounting points are more situated towards the back if you want to connect it to your rig. That means depending on your pedal plate of your sim rig, it means that the pedal plate can actually bend a little bit. And even though it doesn't really affect your braking performance, it does feel a little bit weird sometimes. Secondly, the design of the plate, because it's plastic and it's because it's like this, the electronics are under the pedal plate except for the USB-C, thankfully. But that means if you want to make sure that a connection is off, you have to actually take the pedals off, and it's a pain in the butt. Personally, I don't like these pedal plates at all. I much rather have something that is, accessible from the top. That makes everything easier, including installation and maintenance. Let's talk about the software now for a bit. We've talked about the software before. One-stop shop for your all Conspit things. For the pedal part, is the same thing as the CPP lights. You have the part where you can do all your pedal-y stuff, so you can pedal while you pedal, adding curves, doing dead zones, calibration. But there's also, once again, the launch control thing there. I'm not sure if it's the same launch control as they had in the past, that they were kind of, put over the bus by many people, including myself. I tried to contact them over this, but by the time I am doing this video, it's the holiday season in China. Everybody is off doing something better other than, working and doing sim racing, so I couldn't get an answer back in time in order to add to this video. Price means nothing if the performance isn't there, but I can say it is there. While it doesn't look like a traditional pedal set, it is indeed a traditional pedal set, but one with the feeling that is more high-end, even if with some limitations, so we're going to start there. The throttle has a relatively short throw that cannot be changed. If you like further customization to the throttle and clutch, this isn't it. I would say that throttle is better than the Fanatec CSL V2s, because at least you can do something with them by adjusting the preload in a couple of ways. And the clutch is pretty much the same thing as the throttle. There's no bite point to feel. It is pretty much linear. But then again, we're talking about an hydraulic set at this price point. The movement is very supple, there's no graininess to it, the progression is clear, it is still a classic spring inside with no way to swap it. Therefore, the thing about this pedal is the hydraulic part, because everything else is okay, but the centerpiece is definitely the hydraulic part. And I can say that I much prefer this hydraulic brake to the CPP lights, because you can customize them in a couple of ways. You have extra springs, you have elastomers, and isn't really that expensive. In reality, the feeling is closer to the Asetek Invictus I reviewed a while back than to the CPP lights, but the throw of the Apex is considerably longer than the Invictus, and adding the inclusion of a spring and softer elastomers to make it more my style, for me, it suits me better. It has a recognizable feeling like you'd see in high-end elastomers, but with an included hydraulic sense without losing the speed of compression or decompression that oftentimes happen with the CPP lights if you didn't have it set up in a certain way. Using this brake is super easy to understand. I didn't feel hindered even when driving non-ABS cars. Once you get the pressure, once you get where the pressure is and how the progression is, the rest is super natural. It's a natural feeling that you'll get, at least I did for me, in 5 minutes, because it was so normal, even though it had that hydraulic part. And it didn't matter if I was using prototypes, GT3s, or ripping through Akina downhill with the initial G's modded Assetto Corsa cars. Everything felt super normal, no matter the discipline. And if that's the case at the price point at this pedal set it means a lot. Even if the pedals are well constructed, and they are, this pedal set is a bit bipolar. At the price point they are asking, once again, very cheap hydraulics and good hydraulics at that, they have this pedal plate able to be used on the floor. But then again, Conspit, as far as I know, doesn't offer a desk clamp, and for their wheelbases, the wheelbases that they provide at the moment, they're a bit expensive. Within the price point that these sell, naturally people will look elsewhere for a little more customization on the throttle and clutch, stuff like the CRP2s or the C-Magic P1000s, or even the Fanatec CSL Elite V2s. The price of this is naturally more similar to the Fanatec CSL Elite V2s as well. The V2s are slightly cheaper, but between these two, well, the CSL Elite V2s, I like them very much. They really can't compare in terms of quality. But there are also other options like the Hoisin clones that exist that will be cheaper than this. You will definitely have more customizability between the three pedals, like it's the case of the Simpsons that I had for review. You can check the reviews if you want. But with them, even though they are cheaper and more customizable and the pedals are generally decent, there are a lot of corners cuts there, and in some cases they can actually cut you physically. In short, the pedals are actually pretty good. Shame for the lack of customization. Maybe that's really the price to pay for such a low price on this pedal set that has actually a very, very good hydraulic pedal. But what do you think?